Hi guys. I had already recorded this intro, but I can't pause the video easily. It's a very difficult way to have to pause a video. And because of the way it works, I have to slightly scroll over the button that starts the recording just to get to the pause button. And if I'm not super delicate and I barely touch it, it shuts it off and then it ruins it, which was only 57 seconds. So you didn't miss much. I started the video over there, that way. And I was just out of frame and I talked into the microphone, like, what's up? Um, but actually, the reason I paused the video is I was going to go grab a beer from the cooler, but unfortunately, not only did we apparently sell out, we don't have any left, so I couldn't use it to show you. It's not that it's like some rare beer or nothing. I mean, it's just um, it's got relevancy, and now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna look up the photo on my phone to hopefully have the camera of the thing. Um, let's Yingling beer. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're from Ohio and the surrounding areas, I mean, you might be even far away and know about it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, I don't know what the distance of knowledge of what this company is. But there is a company in Pennsylvania that makes beer. They're called Yingling. That's what the can looks like. I just figure I'd show you guys so you had some visual reference of what I'm talking about in case maybe you've seen it, but you don't really know what I'm talking about hearing it. But uh, I don't know the whole logistics of it. I'm not really sure, why. I don't know if it's like a higher percentage beer, like the amount of alcohol in its higher percentage, or if it's just some other stupid reason. But for whatever reason, it was only sold in Pennsylvania, and it was actually illegal to be sold in other states. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure why it was illegal in other states. I'm going to assume it had a higher alcohol content, because if a state can set a state minimum for what alcohol can have in it, and or at least beer can have in it, kind of thing. And maybe it was a really potent beer. I'm not 100% sure. I've had it many times, but um, my dad and like all of his friends back when I was like a kid, I physically remember them going to Pennsylvania, like taking trips to Pennsylvania, just to literally go get cases of this beer to bring back to Ohio because you could not get it in Ohio. And um, it was maybe I had to have been 21 at the time, so I mean it's maybe only been 9 years or so, but um, I but I like the only reason I know is because I bought it when it came out, but and I was 21, so I probably was just turning 21, or like maybe 22 at a maximum. But either way, after many many years, it finally came to the point where it was legal to sell in Ohio, and people went ecstatically crazy over that because you could never get it. Now you can get it. Now you can still get it to this day. I can go buy Yingling from the store. It's no big deal. But not, you kind of forget about that. You forget when something was illegal for you, or I get not even illegal, but when something wasn't available for you, and then all of a sudden now it's available. But then years go by, and you're used to it being available. The thought of it not being there just isn't even a thought anymore. You're just like, oh, but my entire life it's oh no, I guess it wasn't always there. You just kind of do one of those things. So um, I never really thought about it, and then I had this guy literally last night, or no, Friday night, who came down to the room, and he found that we had Yingling for sale, and he grabbed a bunch of cans, and he was like a kid in a candy store. He was so excited. He was like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "I still can't believe that you guys have the ability to sell this." And naturally, I mean, this dude's like he's in his 40s or his 50s, so I mean, like he naturally was 21, but as is my job, I still have to take somebody's ID, even if I clearly can tell that they should be legally able to buy this. And so I take his ID and I look at it, and I just mainly at that point was wondering where he was from, because I actually, when Ohio became legal to sell Yingling, I guess took it as once Ohio became legal that everywhere became legal to sell it. But I guess now from then talking to this guy, it's not how it is at all, and that Michigan, that's where he's from, which I don't like Michigan either, so big surprise. But Michigan, it is still illegal to buy Yingling. And this is the part that is where things get really weird if you think about it, okay? Because I wasn't thinking about this until the guy brought it up to me. He goes, "Isn't that stupid to think that I can go down to a store, I can buy 25 pounds of that special stuff, but I can't walk to the store and buy a beer because the beer is illegal?" And I was like, wow, yeah, that's weird. How does that work? If you think about it, if you can physically buy marijuana from a dispensary in Michigan because it's completely legal to do so, then why is this beer too potent to sell in Michigan? So it's like, it's one of those catch 22s of like, I don't really quite understand how Michigan could be like, smoke as much marijuana as you want, but don't you drink that beer. We'll fucking throw you in jail, motherfucker. So that was ironic. So that was the only reason I was going to show you the can, just to be like, hey, look, it's a can that apparently is illegal to have in Michigan. But literally, he took pictures of the beer and sent them to his friends because he was that excited. Like, it's crazy weird to me to think that, like, that's what my dad and his friends were like with it back in the day. Because, like I said, when you like, when I guess, like, I never really like it, to be honest. I mean, it's something I can drink. It's just not really something I'd chase after to drink. If I'm going to drink anything, it's going to be a Budweiser or a Budweiser, related drink. So like Bud Light's okay. I loved Bud Select, but of course, it's always the ones that I love that they stopped making. Besides regular Budweiser, but I love Bud Select. It was something my dad used to drink a lot when I was young, and once I got into the age of drinking, I had one for the first time, like, of myself, and God, it was like an amazing. I don't even know how to explain it, but it was like that perfect mixture of like dark, but not too dark. I don't like dark beer. I think it's disgusting. Like, my dad drinks like Great Lakes and the nastiest dark beers you could ever see in your life. And I like full flavor beers. So I like what you would consider like a Budweiser or something along those lines. Most people drink Bud Light, Busch, shit like that, which is like watered down beer, which is disgusting to me. So I want some flavor, but I can't have it so it's so dark that I feel like I'm eating hops as I'm drinking it. And Bud Select was like this beautiful blend of like Budweiser, but they like brewed it twice with another set of hops, so it was just a little bit stronger, but it was still like that nice lightly colored beer. It was delicious, and they had it for quite a lot of years, and I don't even know when it ended, because one day I just thought in my head, I went, I haven't seen Bud Select in like any gas station, and I looked it up, and that's when I learned that, unfortunately, Budweiser stopped making Bud Select. So then Budweiser again came out with um, another darker beer, and this one was much darker than Bud Select, and this one was my favorite by far, and it was Budweiser Black Crown. And if anybody out there has ever had a Budweiser Black Crown and you liked it, please leave a comment below so I can finally find somebody else out there that enjoyed them. They didn't live very long. It was around for like a year or maybe two. They didn't survive long because people didn't like it. It was a very dark beer for Budweiser. Like, it was like double of what Select was, but again, it was like half of what a Great Lakes beer would be. So, it was probably definitely the darkest that I could go in the dark beer category. Thing had a bite. It had like, God, I can't remember. It was like 17% alcohol. I had great memories of some awesome parties that I drank a lot of them. What my 20 let's see what I think it was my 23rd birthday. I can't remember. Obviously, this faded when you get older, but one of my early 20s birthdays after I was 21, I bought a 24 pack of bottles of these things, and I had told everybody at the party that I was going to drink 23 of, I think it was my 23rd because it would have made sense, because I was going to drink 23 beers. Now, like I said, these beers are like 17% alcohol, so they're way higher than a normal beer. So the thought that I even thought I would make it there was pretty crazy. Um, I drank 11 in about 3.5 hours, and then spent the entire rest of the night throwing up. So that was like the night that I learned that, yeah, you don't, you know, which is actually funny. I guarantee she doesn't watch these videos, and if she does, God, this would be the most embarrassing, horrid thing to have to be remembered for. So I slightly apologize. But there was this girl who hung out at this house, and her name was Rose. And anybody I know that I'm friends with that might possibly be watching this, that hears that name is gonna laugh because they're gonna know what I'm about to be talking about. But Rose, Rose was a bit of a heavy set girl, super nice. I loved Rose to death. I literally did. She was like one of the nicest girls I think I met from that house. But she liked to give blowjobs, and she didn't really discriminate or have any problems of who it was. So practically every guy that ever went to that house got one, and they were called RoseJobs because Rose gave them out quite often. And I had never gotten one, and it was actually really funny because that night that I drank all those beers, I convinced Rose to go outside into the car with me. We were just going out to go smoke, but I mean, like, I might have been thinking, like, maybe Rose Job and me are gonna go hang outside for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, literally, we got like 2 hits of a cigarette in, and that's when I threw up. And spent the rest of the night head buried in a trash can, laying in the bedroom, just throwing up. So I never did get a rose job. I'm really not bothered by it because it actually really disgusts me when I mentally think about a girl who stuck like 25. Oh, shit, I'm being nice by saying 25, but we'll stay with that nice number of 25 and just say 20. She stuck 25 penises in her mouth. I don't really need to be putting mine in there as well, but still that was like one of my funniest takeaways from that story. Was like, goddamn throw up saved me from my rose job. Because I'm sure being drunk, I would have probably sat out there and convinced her to do it. I would have been like, hey, Rose, come on. What the fuck? I'm the only one here hasn't gotten one. You're killing me. But, yeah, and then they stopped making it, like I said, because people didn't like it. And that's about it. I mean, I really don't explore much outside of Budweiser. I kind of got into my rut of Budweiser related alcohols and just kind of rolled and stayed with it, um, which is fine, And I'm I'm always willing to try a beer. I just will tell you before I drink it that I know I'm not gonna like it because if it's not the Budweiser, then I'm just not gonna like it. There is another beer called Bourbon Barrel, excuse me, which is like beer that they brew and then they store it in bourbon barrels. So like the bourbon from the barrels soaks into the beer. Also very much stronger beer, but God, it's so good just because it's like bourbon beer. I don't know why bourbon and beer mixed together taste so good, but it's pretty good. Um, and it's a non Budweiser owned company. Uh, but yeah. And then when you talk about alcohol, I don't touch it really ever. Uh, if I'm going to be honest, my all-time favorite alcohol is Hennessy. It's expensive, but it's fucking delicious. It's like grapes, instead of being made into wine, it gets made into hard alcohol. So it's really fruity, but like it's really hard, very alcoholic. Hennessy is delicious. Cognac. Uh, but then my second favorite hard alcohol is Jack Daniels, which I still have an entire full bottle of it about a year ago, and I still have yet to touch. So I really should before it gets too bad, or before it goes bad, I should say. But yeah, so I got all that Jack to drink at some point, and then that's pretty much where it ends. I fucking hate vodka. I used to love it, but God, my acid reflux is like vodka and acid reflux are like not friends with each other at all. And tequila, same thing. I never threw up from my tequila nightmare night, but I had one experience with tequila, just one. It's all it took. I like tequila. It's just I never drank tequila, let alone just tequila, and that's all I had. All any of us had the whole night. Oh God, I'm so drunk, but yeah, Scotch is another one of those things where it burns and it's got little flavor to me, and then people put ice in it, and that makes me more weird because I don't like water in my alcohol. It makes a weird taste and stuff. I don't know. I just rather drink a Budweiser, and then if not Hennessy, and if not that, then I'm gonna drink uh, probably some whiskey. And if we don't have whiskey, then I will do Caribou Lou and 151 rum mixed together with a little pineapple juice and some Sprite, and you make KCT. Just the lemon with the Hennessy, Sprite go right with the Hennessy. Um, oh yeah, it's KCT is what I was thinking of. Hennessy, Sprite, lemon is KCT. Sorry, rap music has taught me about most of my alcoholic knowledge, and probably is the main reason why I started buying and drinking Hennessy, because like every rapper sings about Hennessy, and one day I bought it and drank it, was like, this shit's fucking great. Like, no wonder people sing about this. It's expensive, but it's good. And so, yeah. Why did I spend the last 18 minutes telling you about what I enjoy from alcohol? I don't know. It wasn't. I was going to talk about other things. I had other things sitting here that I was going to talk about, but not even worth it. Not trying to make a fucking 80-minute video when I just spent 20 minutes talking about alcohol and alcohol. Alcohol. And, I don't think anybody cares. I actually keep looking. Yeah, I know that, like, naturally from you looking at me, and then I keep looking this way at times, so you can directly see. But naturally, when I'm looking this way, there's a doorway right here, and I can see out the hallway, and I'd like to see the main lobby. So just make sure no one's out there listening to me talk when I should be helping them. But the other thing is, I can also see the screen to my computer that has a screensaver on it. And if the screensaver up, that means that the program that's open underneath of it will kick me out if I don't move the mouse. And from the amount of time that screensaver's been up, I can guarantee you I've been kicked out already. So I actually need to go log into that, or else the computer will run night audit by itself if no one's logged in, because it'll assume that no one's here. So I'm gonna go. So if you guys like this video, a like would be much appreciated. If you're part of the channel, I need to stop saying that. I said this the last time. I used to say things like, if you're part of the video, or already part of the channel, you can share the video and show other people, blah 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 blah. But people watch this that aren't part of the video, or aren't a part of the channel, and they could share the video and like it and subscribe and all that stuff. So I just think I need to redefine the way I end a video, because the way I said it before kind of made sense from what it was, from what it is now, and and so I need to I need to get with the times, Matt. You need to cut this hair. Get off of me. All right. The cool thing about having long hair, though, is you can just kind of play with it. Just do whatever you want. See, like I can slick it back and be like, "What's up, baby? What you know about that? I'm a sexy man." A little bit long still, but yeah. What if I just started, doing something like that? Like, "What's up? What's up? Fresh is our turn, baby. Gator boots with the newfound Gucci suits. Ain't got no job, but I stay shine. I can't pay my rent, 'cause all my money's spent. But that's okay, 'cause I'm still fly. Got a quarter tank of gas in my new E-Class. But that's alright, 'cause I'm gonna ride. I got everything in my mama's name. 'Cause I'm hood rich. La, 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 la. Look at that. I just had to pet my hair enough times and it stayed backwards. It's actually kind of interesting. Alright, so I just sang some, isn't that, who is that? I don't even know. Now I can't think of whose song I just sang. God damn it. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike the video if you want to go fuck yourself. Subscribe if you'd like to keep up the content where I make my hair look super fly while I sing a song to you. And you can share the video whether you're a part of this channel or not. Don't listen to old Matt. He's an idiot. Actually, I'm going to do something funny because now that I know how to do it, I can actually do things like this, like saying hey, actually, if you would like to subscribe, why don't you click up here, right here, in this circle of my face, of me holding a thumbs up from 6 years ago. I should probably update that at some point, but we'll get to it when it gets time. And if you want to watch other videos that are, different from this one, you could watch this video that's up here. This video is from yesterday. Yeah, I recorded this one yesterday, but then this one down here, I actually recorded this from a couple, actually I think it was a week or two ago. So, I mean, hey, if you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't want to watch it, then I guess this is a goodbye. And it was fun to talk to you while it lasted. Until next time, my friends, have yourself a fantastic day, night.